Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Nishit Kumar and with me is Renu Kataria with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to visit Manipur and Tripura to inaugurate and lay foundation stone of developmental projects tomorrow. Nationwide COVID vaccination of children between 15 and 18 years begins. Besides Aadhaar and other national identity cards, children can use their school ID cards for registration. 1,700 cases of Omicron variant of COVID-19 reported in the country. More than 145 crore 68 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses administered so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. Education Minister and Skill Development Minister Dharmendra Pradhan launches NEET 3.0, a single platform to provide the best developed EdTech solutions and courses to students of the country. In J&K, 2 terrorists killed in 2 different encounters with security forces in Srinagar city. Prime Minister to visit Firozpur in Punjab on the 5th of January to lay the foundation stone of multiple development projects. And in cricket, South Africa were 28 for the loss of 1 wicket against India at Wanderers Stadium in Johannesburg when reports last came in. As India marches towards administering 150 crore vaccine doses against COVID-19, news about the new corona variant is a cause for concern. We appeal to our listeners to get fully vaccinated and help others, including children between 15 and 18 years, to get vaccinated, as nationwide vaccination of teenagers is also underway now. Please continue to follow these 3 simple steps to stay safe. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, and focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011 2397 8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Manipur tomorrow to inaugurate different projects constructed in the state during an event held at Imphal. The Prime Minister will arrive in the morning and inaugurate 13 projects worth around rupees 1,850 crore and lay the foundation stone of 9 projects worth around rupees 2,950 crore. More from our correspondent.
Among the projects which will be inaugurated by the Prime Minister tomorrow at Imphal is steel bridge built over Barak River, which is one of the long-awaited demands of the people. With the inauguration of this bridge, the traffic congestion along the National Highway 37 will be reduced and make possible seamless year-round connectivity to Silchar from Imphal. The Prime Minister will also dedicate 2,387 mobile towers. This initiative will be a major step in further boosting the mobile connectivity of the state. The water transmission system of Thawal Multi-Purpose Project will also be inaugurated by the Prime Minister tomorrow. Besides these projects, the Prime Minister will inaugurate other completed projects while he will lay the foundation stone of 9 projects. After the inaugural and foundation laying program, the Prime Minister will leave Imphal tomorrow afternoon for Tripura. This is JJ Thoksom from Imphal for AIR News.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also visit Agartala tomorrow afternoon to launch multiple development programs. He will inaugurate a new integrated terminal building at the Maharaja Bir Bikram MBB airport and will address a public rally at Swami Vivekanand Maidan at Agartala. The Prime Minister will also launch a mission of 100 Vidya Jyoti schools and Mukhyamantri Gram Samriddhi Yojana. Officials said on the line of PM Modi's vision of transforming the Northeast, the Airport Authority of India, AAI, has taken up airport upgradation projects across the region. The new terminal building is built with a cost of around 500 crore rupees in an area of nearly 30,000 square meters. This airport can handle 3 million passengers annually with 20 check-in counters, 6 parking bays and other IT-based modern amenities. All preparations, including elaborate security arrangements, have been put in place in connection with the Prime Minister's visit. The COVID-19 vaccination for children in the age group of 15 to 18 years has begun all over the country. The vaccine option for children less than 18 years is Covaxin only. The Union Health Ministry has said that all those whose birth year is 2004 or before will be eligible for all vaccines including Covishield. Those in the age group of 15 to 17 years born between 2005 and 2007 will be eligible only for co-vaccine. About 8 lakh beneficiaries in the 15 to 18 age group have registered on the CoWIN portal for vaccination. The registrations for vaccinating children falling in the age bracket of 15 to 18 years started on the 1st of January. They would be required to produce an ID proof such as Aadhaar card and a school ID card to get the COVID vaccine. The appointment for vaccination can be booked online or walk-in. All citizens, irrespective of their income status, are entitled to free COVID-19 vaccination at government vaccination centers. Prime Minister Narendra Modi had announced that the COVID-19 vaccination for children aged 15 to 18 years will start from today. Talking exclusively to AIR News, Chairman of the COVID Working Group, N.K. Arora, said that children can also walk in for vaccination today. He also gave words of advice to children.
It's a matter of great happiness and excitement that today children 15 to 18 years are also starting with COVID vaccination. Till last evening, almost 8 lakh children had registered themselves on CoWIN app. But there is a huge opportunity. From today, children can walk in also to COVID vaccination center. I would request them to have their regular meals. There is no need to go empty stomach. They should carry with them their school ID or Aadhaar card and get themselves vaccinated. And after vaccination, they need to wait at least half an hour at the immunization center because very rarely reactions can occur. In addition to this, I would like to caution all my young friends that getting a vaccine does not mean that you give up corona-appropriate behavior. You should continue to use the mask, apply 2 gaz ki duri, and wash your hands frequently.
Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Jairam Thakur today launched the statewide COVID-19 vaccination campaign for 15 to 18 years age group from Government Vijay Senior Secondary School boys Monday today. In Himachal, about 3.57 lakh youngsters in the age group of 15 to 18 years would be administered vaccination. As many as 4,259 educational institutions would be covered under this campaign, which includes 2,801 government, 1,402 private and 56 other educational institutions. Gujarat Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel has also launched a statewide vaccination drive for children of 15 to 18 years. He started this campaign from GDM Khobawala High School in Gandhinagar. 50 teams of health workers will cover about 20,000 children of 93 schools in Gandhinagar district. Meanwhile, the state has registered a spike in fresh COVID cases. More from our Ahmedabad correspondent.
Large number of students are participating in a vaccination drive for 15 to 18 years age group. More than 35 lakh students of 2,500 schools will be covered under this drive. Mother of a girl student in Daman, Renu Upadhyay, termed this as a welcome step.
थैंक यू मोदी जी बच्चों को वैक्सीन दिलवाने के लिए, क्योंकि हम बच्चों को स्कूल भेजने में डर रहे थे। मैं और मेरे हस्बैंड दोनों ने वैक्सीन करवा ली, बच्ची रह गई थी, उसको वैक्सीन लग गई और हम टेंशन फ्री हो गए। इनको स्कूल भेजते हैं, खेलने जाते हैं तो डर लगता है कि कहीं इनको कोरोना ना लग जाए। अब वैक्सीन लग गई, थोड़ा हम टेंशन फ्री हो गए।
A student of class 12 in Ahmedabad termed this vaccine as a safe and appealed to all the students to come forward for vaccination.
I took the vaccination today and I am completely fine and healthy. This drive of vaccination for age 15 to 18 is a great move and I encourage everyone to get vaccinated if not done yet.
Yogesh Pandya, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
Joining the rest of the nation, the vaccination drive for the age group of 15 to 18 years began today in Meghalaya after it was launched by Deputy Chief Minister Preston Thingsong at Rinja State Dispensary in Shillong, East Khasi Hills District. Nagaland has also rolled out the COVID-19 vaccination campaign for the age group of 15 to 18 years from today. Nagaland Health Minister Mr. S. Pangnyupom officially launched the vaccination drive from District Hospital, Dimapur. Union Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia today visited RML Hospital in New Delhi and took stock of the vaccination drive for children in the age group of 15 to 18 years. The vaccination for children in this age group has started from today. During his visit, Dr. Mandavia interacted with children and appealed to them to motivate their friends for vaccination.
Over 40 lakh people between 15 to 18 age group received their first dose of COVID vaccine till 8 p.m. today on the first day of vaccination drive for children. In a tweet, Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia said this is another feather in the cap of India's vaccination drive. A total of 1,700 cases of Omicron variant of COVID-19 have been reported so far in the country. Out of these cases, 639 patients have already recovered. Maximum number of 510 cases have been reported from Maharashtra, followed by Delhi with 351 cases. Omicron cases have been reported from 23 states and union territories. More than 145 crore 68 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses have been administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Health Minister said over 23 lakh 30,000 doses were administered yesterday. India reported over 33,750 new cases during the last 24 hours. The minister said the recovery rate is currently at 98.20%. Over 10,000 people recovered in the last 24 hours, while 123 deaths were reported in the same period. The government has said that over 152 crore 52 lakh vaccine doses have been provided to states and union territories so far through centers, free of cost channel and through direct state procurement category. The Health Minister said more than 19 crore 84 lakh balance and unutilized COVID vaccine doses are still available with the states and UTs to be administered. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said the country today took an important step forward in protecting the youth against COVID-19. In a tweet, he congratulated all the youth between the age group of 15 to 18 years who got vaccinated. He congratulated their parents as well and urged more youngsters to get vaccinated in the coming days.
The government has dismissed the media reports in which it was alleged that expired vaccines are being administered in India under its national COVID-19 vaccination program. The Union Health Ministry has termed the reports as false and misleading and based on incomplete information. The ministry in a statement said that the Central Drug Standard Control Organization on the 25th of October last year, in response to Bharat Biotech's letter, has approved the extension of shelf life of Covaxin from 9 months to 12 months. It said similarly, the shelf life of Covishield has been extended by the national regulator from 6 months to 9 months on the 22nd of February 2021. The ministry has clarified that the shelf life of vaccines is extended by the national regulator based on comprehensive analysis and examination of stability study data furnished by the vaccine manufacturers. Minister of State for Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions, Dr. Jitendra Singh has announced the suspension of biometric attendance for government employees with immediate effect due to rise in COVID cases. In a tweet, Dr. Singh said the decision has been taken in the interest of safety and health of the employees. The DOPT said in an office memorandum that biometric attendance will remain suspended till the 31st of January. Heads of departments have been asked to ensure that employees wear masks at all times and follow COVID-appropriate behavior.
The government has termed an order fake which claimed that the dearness allowance and dearness relief payable to the central government employees and pensioners will be kept in abeyance. An order in the name of Ministry of Finance is circulating on the social media claiming that dearness allowance and dearness relief payable to central government employees and pensioners will be kept in abeyance to deal with any unprecedented situation arising due to the rise in COVID-19 cases. The Press Information Bureau of the Government of India has said that no such order has been issued by the Finance Ministry. China's zero-COVID policy has started causing disruptions from multinational firms to small businesses and making it difficult for owners to navigate. News reports coming from places such as Xi'an, which is in the lockdown due to the latest domestic COVID outbreak, highlighted the disruptions caused in the supply chains. The city, a hub for military and aviation sectors, locked down 13 million people to contain community infections. The coronavirus outbreak that began in China's manufacturing hub of Guangdong province in December hit retail business hard, with many people losing their jobs and shrinking consumption appetite.
You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to visit Manipur and Tripura to inaugurate and lay foundation stone of developmental projects tomorrow. Nationwide COVID vaccination of children between 15 and 18 years begins. Besides Aadhaar and other national identity cards, children can use their school ID cards for registration. 1,700 cases of Omicron variant of COVID-19 reported in the country. More than 145 crore 68 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses administered so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. Education Minister and Skill Development Minister Dharmendra Pradhan launches NEET 3.0, a single platform to provide best developed ed-tech solutions and courses to students of the country. In J&K, 2 terrorists killed in 2 different encounters with security forces in Srinagar city. Prime Minister to visit Firozpur in Punjab on 5th January to lay the foundation stone of multiple developmental projects. And in cricket, South Africa was 35 for 1 against India at the Wanderers Stadium in Johannesburg when reports last came in. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे।
भारत के स्वतंत्रता संग्राम में अनगिनत स्वतंत्रता सेनानियों ने अपने प्राणों की आहुति दी। कुछ इतिहास में अमर हो गए और कई गुमनाम। आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव के अंतर्गत 75 कड़ियों की श्रृंखला में हम उन वीरांगनाओं की बात करेंगे जिनका योगदान कभी भुलाया नहीं जा सकता। प्रत्येक मंगलवार परिक्रमा में सुनिए अपराजिता, देश की वीरांगनाओं को आकाशवाणी का सादर नमन।
Welcome back. You are tuned to the evening news on All India Radio. Vice President Venkaiah Naidu today observed that the country's economy is fast recovering from the unexpected setback caused by COVID-19. He noted that the post-COVID scenario looks bright and the country can demonstrate a new saga of enterprise attracting the whole world with its multiple strengths. Venkaiah Naidu was speaking after laying the foundation stone for the ICAI building in Kochi this evening. He said the union government is trying its best to improve the business environment in the country and laws are further being streamlined to enhance ease of doing business and to reduce the cost of compliances. Lauding the role of chartered accountants in the economic advancement of the country, the Vice President urged them to work for spreading financial literacy amongst the masses.
It is commendable that the members of ICAI have earned the laurels for the profession both at the national and international level, and many of them are serving at various important positions in the government sector. However, in the changing scenario, it's vital that the chartered accountants remain abreast of the latest developments in the field of accounting, auditing, finance, taxation, and many such domain areas.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Firozpur in Punjab on the 5th of this month and will lay the foundation stone of multiple development projects worth more than 42,750 crore rupees. These projects include Delhi-Amritsar-Katra Expressway, 4-laning of Amritsar-Una section, Mukeria-Talwara new broad gauge railway line, PGI Satellite Centre at Firozpur, and 2 new medical colleges at Kapurthala and Hoshiarpur. The consistent endeavour of the Prime Minister to improve connectivity all across the country has led to multiple national highway development initiatives being taken up in Punjab. It has resulted in more than doubling the total length of the national highways in the state from 1,700 kilometres in 2014 to more than 4,100 kilometres in 2021. The foundation stone of 2 major road corridors will be laid in Punjab. This will be a step towards fulfilling the Prime Minister's vision to enhance accessibility to major religious centres.
Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal has said that India is on track to achieve the export target as the country registered $300 billion export in the first 9 months of this fiscal. India has set an export target of $400 billion. While interacting with media in New Delhi today, Mr. Goyal said India recorded highest ever goods exports of over $37 billion in the country's history in last month, which is 37% more in comparison to exports made in December 2020. He said India witnessed $179 billion services exports in the first 9 months. He expressed hope that services exports would go up to $230 billion. Education Minister and Skill Development Minister Dharmendra Pradhan launched NEET 3.0, which is a single platform to provide the best developed EdTech solutions and courses to students of the country. The minister also launched AICTE prescribed technical books in regional languages. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Pradhan said NEET will be a game changer in bridging the digital divide, especially among the economically disadvantaged students, and also in fulfilling the knowledge-based requirement of India and the world.
And now let's listen to a special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News, Birth of a Nation.
India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
In today's episode, we remember the first female teacher in modern India, Savitribai Phule, who was born on the 3rd of January 1831 in Naigaon, a small village in Maharashtra. Her life is heralded as a beacon of women's rights in India. She is often referred to as the mother of Indian feminism.
As a young girl, Savitribai displayed a strong sense of curiosity and ambition. However, she was married at the mere age of 9 years to Jyotirao Phule in 1840. Impressed by her enthusiasm to learn, Jyotirao taught Savitribai to read and write. She undertook teacher's training and became a qualified teacher in 1847. Determined to change the condition of women in the country, Savitribai, along with Jyotirao, opened a school for girls in Pune in 1848. She became the first female teacher of India.
Sympathizing with the plight of widows in the country, Savitribai also established a shelter for destitute women in 1864.
Savitribai was instrumental in shaping Satya Shodhak Samaj, established by Mahatma Jyotiba Phule. In 1873, Savitribai started the practice of Satya Shodhak marriage, where couples took an oath of education and equality. In 1890, Jyotirao passed away. Defying all social norms, Savitribai lit his funeral pyre. She carried on Jyotirao's legacy and took over the reins of Satya Shodhak Samaj.
When the bubonic plague spread across Maharashtra in the 1890s, Savitribai opened a clinic for the plague victims in Hadapsar, Pune. And it was while carrying a 10-year-old plague victim to the clinic in her arms, she contracted the disease herself. On the 10th of March, 1897, Savitribai Phule breathed her last.
गंधर्वणे गंधित झाली फुले गोड गुणाची थोर मनाची माता सावित्री फुले.
Savitribai's life and work is a testament to social reform and female empowerment in Indian society. She remains an inspiration for many women's rights activists in modern times. We salute the great Indian reformer.
We also remember freedom fighter Veera Pandya Kattabomman, who was born on the 3rd of January 1760 in Thoothukudi district of Tamil Nadu. Veera Pandya's father, Jagaveera Kattabomman, was a Palayakarar, a governor appointed by the Nayaka dynasty, from whom Veera Pandya assumed the position of the 47th Palayakarar when he turned 30.
The British East India Company got rights to collect taxes from all the Palayakarars under the Nawab of Arcot's domain. Except for Veera Pandya, every other Palayakarar yielded to the diktat of the company. The British Army decided to attack Veera Pandya in 1799. However, Veera Pandya got the news about the attack through his informers and had prepared well in advance. When Veera Pandya was asked to surrender unconditionally, he roared.
We are the sons of the soil. We live with prestige, honor and dignity, and we let our soul die for the prestige, honor and dignity of our land. We don't bow down to the foreigners. We will fight until death.
Veera Pandya and his men held the fort valiantly against British troops. Later, the British, with the help from the king of the nearby kingdom of Pudukkottai, arrested Veera Pandya in 1799. He was sentenced to public execution. Veera Pandya Kattabomman was martyred on October the 16th, 1799. We salute the great freedom fighter.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
Best wishes to all consumers for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Hallmark ensures purity of gold. Always purchase Hallmark gold jewelry. For any consumer-related complaints, please contact National Consumer Helpline's toll-free number 14404. Issued in public interest by the Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India. Jago Grahak Jago. Union Home Minister Amit Shah today conducted a high-level security meeting today in New Delhi to review the prevailing threat scenario in the country and the emerging security challenges. The heads of the security agencies of the country, prominently Central Intelligence Agencies, Central Armed Police Forces, Intelligence Wings of the Armed Forces, Revenue and Financial Intelligence Agencies attended the meeting. Directors General of Police of states and union territories also joined the meeting through video conferencing. During the meeting, while highlighting the continued threats of terrorism and global terror groups, terror financing, organized crime terror nexus, illicit use of cyberspace and movement of foreign terrorist fighters, the Union Home Minister stressed upon the need for better coordination and synergy among the central and the state security agencies.
This is All India Radio giving you the news.
2017 से पहले जो लड़के हैं गलती हो जाती है बोलकर छूट जाते थे। 2017 के बाद उन अपराधियों पर होती है कार्यवाही। 2017 से पहले भैंस ढूंढने वाली पुलिस 2017 के बाद अपराधियों को काबू करती है। फर्क साफ है।
जब भाइयों बहनों सरकार की नीयत साफ होती है, सोच ईमानदार होती है, तो काम भी दमदार होता है।
पिछले 4.5 सालों में उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार की ईमानदार सोच और दमदार काम से यूपी बन रहा है नंबर 1। यूपी में विकास होता रहेगा लगातार। सोच ईमानदार, काम दमदार।
In Kashmir Valley, 2 terrorists were killed today in 2 different encounters with security forces in Srinagar city. As per a police spokesman, a dreaded terrorist of Lashkar-e-Taiba was killed in a brief encounter in Shalimar area of Srinagar, while another unidentified terrorist was gunned down in Gasu area of city outskirts. And in the second cricket test, South Africa were 35 for 1 against India at the Wanderers Stadium in Johannesburg when reports last came in. Earlier, India were bowled out for 202 in their first innings. And now, before we close, a look at the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to visit Manipur and Tripura to inaugurate and lay foundation stone of developmental projects tomorrow. Nationwide COVID vaccination of children between 15 and 18 years begins. Besides Aadhaar and other national identity cards, children can use their school ID cards for registration. 1,700 cases of Omicron variant of COVID-19 reported in the country. More than 145 crore 68 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses administered so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. Education Minister and Skill Development Minister Dharmendra Pradhan launches NEET 3.0, a single platform to provide best developed EdTech solutions and courses to students of the country. In J&K, 2 terrorists killed in 2 different encounters with security forces in Srinagar city. Prime Minister to visit Firozpur in Punjab on the 5th of January to lay the foundation stone of multiple development projects. And in cricket, South Africa were 35 for 1 against India at the Wanderers Stadium in Johannesburg when reports last came in. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.